Yeah. Yeah, good evening, everyone. A quick one tonight again. I am back again, your brother, your friend, one who is very good at analyzing issues that is bordering on Edo State politics today. Like I always say, I am not a politician, but I'm a concerned citizen of Edo State. Excuse me. Let me just put on my so let me get some just need some hair. A concerned citizen of Edo State. I am here again to quick, let me just share this now. I'm here again to also come back here and tell you a little more about what our governor is doing and what we need to know. You know, getting towards the 2023, 2020 November general election. I want to encourage everyone share this video, share this word of freedom. Edo must be liberated. That is our aim. That is our objectives. You know, people says as a pastor, you don't need to get involved in politics. Sir, I am not getting involved in politics, but I'm just preaching, truth and freedom to everyone because we are from Edo State, we are from Nigeria, and we need liberation. I just posted a video on my wall concerning the work that Obaseki is doing. This work there are also with locations. They are not just abstract, pictures, but they are pictures with locations. That those of you who are adapting what he's doing, you are expected to go to those locations that is underneath those pictures for proper verification. If you live in Edo State in particular, in Benin City in particular, you are advised to go to these locations and get fact for yourself. The secretariat at the Palm House, the old secretariat that was built by Dr. Wesley Obemude that had been abandoned for years, is there. He has turned that place to a mini Dubai. I put a picture on. Somebody was telling me, where is this place? This is not Benin. This is not Edo State. This is a lie. Somebody told me that on my wall now, that place is not Edo State. Now you can go to the Ogbe Stadium at Ogbe area there, around Ring Road area there. Go and also see how he had turned that stadium to be something else. You can go to Texami Road, very close to the Ijobas Street junction along Texami Road, at the junction between Ijoba Street and Second West Secular Road, in that Texami Road area. Go and see the underground he's doing. He's doing a 2-level underground there. Go to Ekenwa Road, go and see what he's doing. Go to Airport Road, down to Irid area there, go and see what he's doing. Go to what is it called? Amaba area there, go and see what he's doing. I'm giving you locations now that you can just simply take your car, move around these places, go see the kind of work he's doing. Go to Technical College, at Technical Store Road, at Technical College Road. Go see that there. That Technical College now is more or less the standard that will be built there is more or less like a university. He has brought the glory of the Technical College back to its base. In those days, I remember in those days, when you graduate from the Technical College, you can become a mechanic, you can become a carpenter, you can become a bricklayer. These things were being taught in those days. And this guy has decided to bring them back to life. I just have to give you this little, thing that he's doing. There are many more around the Asian region. There are many more around the FMR, which is the Edo Central and the Edo North region. There are many more that he's doing. The problem with Obaseki is this. I want to beg him, sir. In Edo State politics, or in Nigerian politics as a whole, they like blowing their trumpet. And that is what you are not doing. It's making people to doubt what you're doing. Anyone that is listening to this video, please share this video. Let it get to Obaseki. Let it get to all his aid. Jude, Edosa. Jude, if you are here watching me right now, I want you to send me every picture of every project that Obaseki has, embarked on, that is completed or near completion. Please, I want to get those pictures. You are my friend on Facebook, Abatobaze. I want to get those pictures. What's his name? Stanley Osazel Sakonokodin. I want to get those pictures. Let the Edo people see the work that this man is doing. We know he's working, but he's a noiseless work achiever. He's the guy who does not take, glory in making noise. And people is taking advantage of that to look at him as if he's not performing. So we want somebody to help me get these videos, get the pictures, wherever it is. I have gotten some from Jude before, and I put it on my wall. We want more in the time that is. Let the Edo people who are living outside the country, those in diasporas, begin to see the handiwork of what this man is doing. I told somebody yesterday, listen, Edo Best is the same thing that is being operated in Sweden today. The children are home, but yet they are still going to school. They do exams through the internet. The Job Creation Center that Obaseki introduced is still the same thing they are doing here in Sweden. The same thing. So if you see me supporting him like this, you understand that whatsoever that he's doing is proving to me that he actually have, a part. He understood what he's doing, and is making some of us who have lived outside the shores of Nigeria to understand that this man means practically well for his people. Because if these institutions is sustainable, if these institutions is sustainable, I'm going to promise you something. The next governor after him in 2024, we have something to work on. The problem today, why people think Obaseki is not working, because Obaseki actually meant a rotten, dead, corrupt system. And 4 years is not even enough to clean up a rotten system. Guys, you guys, I'm coming to the main purpose of my video today, but I want to enlighten us to understand something here. 4 years is too small to clean up a corrupt, messed up system. Lucky Benedict came in 1999, he ruled for 8 years and messed up the system. Now Oshomole came in and, and camouflage us with red roofs and tie some roads around Benin City. And immediately he does that, he went off. He began to share the money that was made for the development of the people. Okay? And when that happened, this man was in the system. But he was an economic advisor. He was just a mere advisor to the governor. The governor has the final decision. And in Oshomole's time, according to Comrade Stanley Osakwenokodin, in his interview with City Nigeria, he says, anytime there is a meeting, Oshomole begin the meeting and end the meeting without giving anybody any room to contribute. So if you have such a person as your boss, it means your suggestions is of no importance to him. Okay? So when the guy came in one of the videos that I watched this morning, he said when he came in, he met a corrupt, he never thought the system was as bad as it is. Then he needs to fix it. Do you think it is easy in Edo State? Let me use CDAs, the Agberus, and the human traffickers as an example. This thing became a norm in Benin. Those of you that are from Benin, please let me hear you just type yes. This thing became a norm in Benin. That people who are trolleys, they openly come out in Benin City, showing off, telling people, I can take you to abroad. And there were also some people who are their godfathers, who are involved in taking these people through rituals. Through rituals. Or are you talking about the CDS? Who actually comes to your site, beat you up, beat your workers up, destroy your property, and take nearly half of the money that you actually brought in for development and take it as development. If your gate falls, you will pay. If you want to paint the house, you will pay. If you want to do a child dedication, you will pay. If you want to put up canopy, you will pay. You want to bury someone died, you want to bury someone, you will pay. This happened in, or are you going to talk about the Aberus? Who became the Lord? Who became the Lord in Benin City and every other local government in Edo State? They became Lord. Their words became final. They can say, kill him, nothing happens. We all knew of Bobizwa during the time of Lucky Biledion. How powerful Israel was. We all knew how powerful Israel was. And the same Israel is the one that is still ruling today. Just that there was just a change of name. The same family. The Adum family. Israel ruled for 8 years. He handed over to his brother. His brother was to rule for another 8 years. But the man who is intelligent, that's why intellectuality is important in today's politics. We Edo people, we are so learned set of people. Very learned people. So we should not give up our state for illiterates, for sycophants, and people of no purpose to not determine the fate of 4.5 million people. The guy came, these are the three greatest menaces that was involved or that caused the problem of Edo State. This guy came to clear off. And do you think these guys who were billionaires without no second address, do you think these guys who were building estates, do you really tell me these guys who were buying choice properties in GRA along the road in Benin City? Like, will you tell me these guys who were buying, sites for sand? These guys from before now, they had no address. But these guys became millionaires. They became billionaires overnight. Do you think they're going to keep quiet and allow Obaseki drive them away from the market? What you see now is corruption fighting back. That's what you see now. Corruption fighting back. So what you are experiencing today is people who do not want to see a better Edo. We all knew when one of them was giving interview under the mango tree. We all knew what he said. Said even the guy does not even want anything to fall on the ground. That doesn't want anything to fall on the ground. They even went as far as taking POS to the market women. That's how greedy Obaseki is to them. Is somebody listening to me right now? So, what we need to do as Edos, I'm going to tell you something now before I go to Oshomole. What we need to do as Edos today is for us to promote Obaseki. Not be Obaseki as a person, but Obaseki as a movement. Martin Luther King of the America was not seen as a person. It became a movement. Even after the death of Martin Luther King, the movement for the emancipation and the liberation of the African America in America still continue up to today. What brings about the Black Lives Matter is the movement that have started many years ago. But in every movement, there must be a man who will champion it. And in today's Edo State, the man who have decided to champion this movement, to liberate us from the shackles of political godfatherism, from the shackles of political looters and criminals, from the terror of the Agberus, is in the person of Governor Enoregase Obaseki and his amiable deputy, Comrade Philip Shaibu, and his secretary to the state government, Barrister Osaodion Oge. These men have decided to join hands together and liberate the Edo dynasty. Are you an Isha man? Are you an Afema? Are you from Akoko Edo? Are you from Okmila? Are you from Uromi, Ekboma? Wherever you come from, they are here for your sake. They are going through all they are going through for the liberation of our people. And we must join us together and give them the entire support, the support that they needed in a time like this. It is difficult to get Moses on every time. This is our era. This is our time. We should not allow our Moses to be driven into the wilderness. Because if that happens, it will take another 40 years for another Moses to appear. Then it might be too late. Now that we had the opportunity, we must hold on to this Moses, no matter what is happening. Like I said before, Obaseki is not a saint. It's human, so it's bound to make mistakes. It is accepted. And we, the Edos, we are accepting the mistake as fast as he had refused to sell the birthright of the Edos for a pot of porridge. He has refused to be an Esau to a Jacob who is promising him heaven and earth. He went to the point that he says, I rather lose being the governor than me giving up the mandate of the people to a man to decide. Such a man is a man that the Edos must give maximum respect to. I've never done this. Many of you know me. I preach the gospel. But when it gets to a time like this, you cannot stay on the fence. You must stand for the truth. The wicked prospers when the righteous keep quiet. Now, having said that, let us go to the major topic for today. The major topic for today. The sins of Adams Aliu Oshomole that is haunting him right now. Let's look at the sins that is haunting him today. The sins of Oshomole that is haunting Oshomole right now. Now, first and foremost, they said Obaseki is inconsequential, right? Am I correct? If you are here, if I'm correct, say yes. They said Obaseki is inconsequential. Yes or no? They said yes. Inconsequential. He has no political value. He has no structure. He's useless politically. He's a novice politically. But today, for the few days that the man left APC to PDP, the entire PDP structure in Edo State is collapsing. That was a political tsunami. That was a political tornado happening. That was a political hurricane, Catherine, happening. Okay. Now, the next thing they said was this. Obaseki is in control of Oshomole Ward 10 in Isako West local government. Can you imagine that? That tells you that this is not about Obaseki as a person. It is about the movement that have been bettered by Obaseki and Shaibu. You don't know that? No, right now. Now, when Oshomole went to Kaduna many years ago, Oshomole was sleeping under the bridge in Kaduna State. You hear this now, hear this story a little bit. He was sleeping under the bridge in Kaduna State, and the northerners, the Kaduna people saw him there, and they said, and I said he was from the north of Edo State. Now they said, but we have one of your brother here, which is Mr. Shaibu, Philip's father. We have one of your brother here who is very, very famous in this place. They took Oshomole to Shaibu's father. Oshomole lived with Shaibu's father and Shaibu in the same house in Kaduna State. Okay? Now, Oshomole was a tailor. Yesterday, I went to Google at his autobiography. He had nothing attached to his name. Nothing before he became a governor. So I'm going to do some analysis today so that people will understand where we are coming from. So you're going to know who actually among the two is the one that is ungrateful. Who actually among the two is the traitor. Who actually among the two is the betrayer. Now, Oshomole was with Philip's father until he was able to stood his ground and he went and became a tailor. In 1989, Oshomole actually won the second best tailor in Kaduna State, which Philip was actually the one that handed over the Abribat machine, the tape and the scissors to him. Now, when Shaibu's father died after many years, then Shaibu had to move over now to Oshomole's house. So if you check it carefully, these two guys actually have a relationship from childhood up to this moment. So the success of Oshomole today in Kaduna State is tied to Mr. Shaibu, Philip's father. Because people don't want to talk about the truth. Some of us need to start coming out for you to know who is the ungrateful guy. Now, how did Oshomole become NSC president? During the time of Olusegun Obasanjo in the Fourth Republic in 1999, Oshomole was a secretary of the union. And they asked him to go and do negotiation for salary increment with Obasanjo. Oshomole went there, did negotiation. They came to a compromise that was in favor of the workers as at that time. Now, when the time came for an election, because of that, bargain that Oshomole went for, that's how he was promoted from an Abriba tailor in Kaduna textile mill to a labor unionist president. Now, we all knew what happened. I don't want to go there now. It's not for today. When the time comes, we'll start explaining, revealing some secrets, how he collected millions of naira that he could not even account for from Obasanjo government. We are coming. He doesn't understand this. This is not about Obaseki anymore. Obaseki will not do campaign. We will help him do the campaign. We have secrets that we know that we're going to put up. If he thinks he's the one, Obaseki can't talk, we will talk for him this time. The Edo people are ready to talk for Obaseki. Like I told you yesterday, listen, some of these videos should be saved during the campaign. Put it on a billboard and play it in every big cities in Edo State. Let the Edo people hear the truth. Not from the mouth of Obaseki, but from the mouth of people in Edo State. Now this man went in, then his time came and he retired as a unionist. Then he went to Lagos to go and hustle. He had no house. He was poor. When I mean poor, the guy was poor. He had no house to his name. While he was in Lagos, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, who is the CEO of Afri Investment, had an encounter with Oshomole in Lagos. And Obaseki told him, "What are you doing here, sir, Mr. Man? People like you, Edo State needs them. Edo State is in a state of medical quagmire. Edo State is being destroyed by some, greedy individuals, which among them is Pastor Osagie Ize Iyamu. He was the pioneer. He was the brain boss of the looting of 1999 to 2003. 2007, sorry. 1999 to 2007. He was a brain boss. He is the owner of the Grace Group in Edo PDP. Okay? Now, when this man, said, I don't have money. I'm just a unionist, a simple tailor. I have no money. Even the people know me because I was vocal. I'm a comrade. There's no money attached to this job. Blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, if you are ready to contest, go to Benin. I will organize some of my friends for you. Today, the chairman of TVC knows what I'm talking about right now. He was the man that anchored that fundraising ceremony in Lagos. Those of you that know him, give him this video. Let it debunk what I've just said. The video is on the internet. He was the chairman that handled that very particular fundraising ceremony that raised close to over $1 billion for Oshomole's kickoff campaign. When Oshomole got to Benin, he does not even have money to rent a house. They rented a 3-bedroom flat for him off Giwamu, GRA. Now, when the election was not starting, I said, no, you can't live in such an environment as a governor to be. People will not give you respect. You must move out. That's how they rented the first duplex that Oshomole rented, also in GRA area, around that same Giwamu, for him. So, Oshomole was a nobody when he came to Benin. He only had a name, but without no money. And we all know that in Nigerian politics, if you have the name, you don't have money, nobody respects you. But these guys actually went and took him from nowhere and gave him all. Who is the ingrate? Hear this now. Hear this very well. Hear this, bros. Now, when Oshomole was looking for a political party to go to, first and foremost, he went to PDP. PDP rejected him. Because as at this point in time, Pastor Osagie Ize was already interested to become the next governor of Edo State. But the Benedians do not want Ize to take over from his son because of the things that Ize had done. Now he went to labor, and Lucky told what's his name? Lucky told Oshomole, Lucky Benedion told Oshomole, you can't win in Labour Party in Edo State. You can't win in Labour Party. It's not possible. Labour Party is not a no party. Then, as at this point in time, because of the problem that they had Ibn and the Sagezeyemu pull out of PDP. The Grace Group pull out of PDP. Now, when they brought in the Oshomole into place, Chief Anthony Nene, the Admiral of Uromi, actually supported Oshomole. The Obemodias actually supported Oshomole because of what he had done in Abuja as a unionist. Okay? To cut the story short, the election started. Oshomole lost to Professor Osaryeme Osumbo. Oshomole actually lost the election. He never won. I'm going to explain these things to you today. Now, the godfather in Edo State politics in the person of Chief Anthony Anene wanted Osumbo to play the ball of the holy days. Because Osumbo was a professor, a renowned professor. Osumbo said it is impossible for him to destroy his name. He refused to play the ball. Because he refused to play the ball, then Anthony Anene backed up Oshomole to reclaim his mandate from Osaryeme Osumbo. And the whole game was done in the way they knew how to do it. And Osumbo was ejected as the governor of Edo State. Oshomole took over. Now, the moment Oshomole took over the government, he turned against all these people who actually supported him into government. Who is the ungrateful one? He insulted the likes of late Chief Anthony Anene. He insulted the likes of Dr. Esoga, both of them of blessed memories. He insulted the likes of Chief Gabriel Osawaru Ibn, the son of Benin Kingdom, and many other people who actually helped him to climb the ladder of success. Who is the betrayer? Who is the ungrateful one? Who is the traitor? Now, he came to power and refused to give Izeyamu any position for 8 years because he said Izeyamu was a criminal. He had every record of Izeyamu at his disposal. For goodness sake, what are you guys talking about? This is not 2012. This is not 2016. The Edos are more enlightened now. Everything you say is on the net. We save it for a time like this. Said he refused to give his even a board member's position because he saw his record. That guy was a bloody criminal. That's what he said. I'm quoting Oshomole. I'm not going to call him criminal. Oshomole did. Now, he had to beg the technocrat man, the wait and see, the noiseless achiever, I'm begging from Lagos. Come down. Please, we are begging you. Come and help me. What I saw in Edo State, if I do it, I will destroy my name. I need help. I beg, come. I need help. That's okay. I told you to come. I'm here to support you. I will bring my knowledge into play. I will put my, my wisdom in financial, backings into play for you to be successful. Obaseki came, flew down to Benin, left his business with his wife, and came to Edo State, and became the head of the economic team. Okay? For 8 years, Oshomole told us that Obaseki never collected the kobo. For eight years, the house called the economy house today in the government house was built by Obaseki and his friends. Oshomole told us. We never knew. Now, why Oshomole Obaseki was there? Obaseki said seeing the man sending a lot of checks without no proper scrutiny. And the guy cannot talk because he's just a mere advisor. He's an SSA. That's what he is. That's what it means. SSA to Oshomole. So he has no say. He's just one of his boys, Oshomole boys. He has no say. You can say, "Gonna be like that." He goes, "Say, shut up, go sit down there. You don't know what you're talking about. This is my government, not your own." The guy kept quiet. All the guy was doing was trying to manage Oshomole. Oshomole told us that everything that he did in his 8 years had Obaseki's hand on it. You can testify today. Now, when the time for election came, he brought out Obaseki again. I'm coming on. And dumped Izeyamu. Izeyamu is the person that actually gave him a platform, the Grace Group, to work on. Who is the ungrateful one now? Who is the traitor? Who is the betrayer? He destroyed Izeyamu that today, not even a child, a Peking, where they born today, in Edo State. If you say who is Izeyamu, he will say the man, they said the man is a thief. Even today, if they ask a small Peking, who is Izeyamu, they will say, Oshomole says Izeyamu is a thief. We didn't know that the man was a thief. I never knew that he was a thief. It was Oshomole that told us that the man was a thief. I never knew that the man poured acid on somebody's private part. So Oshomole that told me that the man actually poured acid on somebody. I never know that the man has 700 million naira case on his head. So Oshomole that told me. I didn't know that the man was taking 25 million naira every month from Benderbury. So Oshomole that told me. Every bad thing that I know about Izeyamu today, it came from Oshomole. I never knew that Odubu was the native daughter. It was Oshomole that told me. I never knew that Odubu normally take, goat and chicken to office to go and do sacrifice. So Oshomole that told me. And these are the same people today that is telling us are the best. Come on. We won't take that. We won't take that. He forced Obaseki on us. Do you know why? For 8 years, nobody ever knew there was a person like Obaseki for 8 years. Nobody knew that there was anybody like Obaseki for 8 years. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that there was a guy in that government called Godwin Obaseki for 8 years because the guy was silent. Every other one was making noise up and down. Them say Yama all the way making noise, but the guy nobody knew him. Oshomole thought his quietness will amount to weakness. That Obaseki can be used and dumped when need be. If you watch throughout his campaign, Obaseki kept quiet. He said nothing. He never said anything. He was quiet. That's a smart man. He refused to talk. He only come and tell you what he would do. He never insulted anyone. Now Obaseki came. When Obaseki came, he had to drive away all the people, all the Aberus, the CDAs, the human traffickers that were, Oshomole's customers. He had to drive all of them away from government and dump them. And picking people that he knows have what it takes to make Edo State great again. Then these guys went to their father, who is also an Aberu himself. They asked him for Pranciso. The guy born a Ministry of Education office. He set on fire for Pranciso result. Not Waeko. Pranciso result. He born Ministry of Education. He set on fire because of Waek. Now this man ain't go road. A woman tell him, say, I'm a widow. Say, go and die. He tell a widow to go and die. In a widower, in wife die, Clara. Because somebody tell him that to come on. Then this man, at the end of the day, Obaseki came to government. Obaseki began to do things the other way around, the right way. because he actually went abroad. He studied abroad. He worked abroad. It wasn't just there. He actually, decided the American system to become part and parcel of his being. He now understood how things work. Are you getting me now? Somebody getting me right now? Now, why this happened is people can start to fight because there's no more stomach infrastructure. There's now physical infrastructure. There's no more the government of the few. It now become the government of the masses. So basically, was not doing the opposite of what Oshomole did. Then they became angry. And Oshomole came and began to fight the young man. He fought him to a point. Let me tell you. I told you before, in history, Edo people are one hell of a people that doesn't like war. They don't like war. Go read history. But if you provoke the Edos to a point whereby they begin to fight, they fight to finish. History has proven that. They can be very quiet for as long as it takes them to make you see reasons with them. But the moment you are pushing them to a point that they have no other alternative, they will fight back without not looking back. And that is what you're seeing today. Basically, kept quiet. He kept quiet. People were coming out. Under the mango tree, the singer. We tell them, basically, Oshomole tell them, the other one tell them, they sing different songs. The guy kept quiet. He never said a word. When it got to a time for the guy to react, he showed forth that he is the master of the game. He did not only, he's not only dethroned Oshomole, he actually made Oshomole to even become irrelevant in his own world, back of his house. How can that be? I'm not talking about the whole state now. In your own world, in your local government, the man there is saying you are suspended. And you call yourself a leader? Yeah, before I start, somebody says yesterday that the federal might is coming in, to Edo State. Let me tell you something. Don't push a war that we cannot stop. So many should understand this now. Amechi tried it in Rivers State, it didn't work. Amechi tried that in Rivers State, it didn't work. So you guys should not, for whatsoever reason, start a war that we cannot end. I beg you guys, because it's not going to be funny. Edo people will not allow you to rig this election. It has gone beyond that. The whole world are involved in this. This is not just the president. The whole Edo, the whole world, every Edo all over the world is interested in this election. No way you can be able to manipulate it. Go put it down. It's never going to work. The movement has started. The liberation of Edo State, it has started. It's a train that nobody can stop. Not even the richest Edo man cannot stop it. It got to a point when Obaseki refused to share money. Oshomole, with his own hand, divided the party into two. Which kind of papa? Two children, they fight. He will just decide to take side with one side. Which papa be that? What kind of a leader will decide to support one side for whatsoever reason? He divided the party into two. They have the authentic APC. They now have the EPN. He also allowed one of them, retired Colonel Imuse, to become an EPN chairman. And the authentic chairman, Barrister Aslam Ozejua, was there. Okay? So that became a very, very funny situation. when he divided the house into two, because he's not a Democrat. Oshomole is not a Democrat. He's an autocrat. Obaseki is a Democrat. Can you imagine a man who came into government? Hear this now. A man who came into government 4 years ago, into politics 4 years ago, who do not have a structure. He actually rode on Oshomole's structure. But he was able to build a structure now and clear Oshomole from the way. To the point that even Shaibu, Odion, Chachidausa, every way politician in APC are now on the side of the governor. Even his own wards are now on the side of the governor. The first thing, he divided his own house into two. And a house divided against itself, the Bible says, can never stand. That's what you are saying today. Number two, Oshomole wanted to be a godfather, which he has killed and buried. The only person that died and resurrected is Jesus. No other thing can ever die and come back again. Godfather was dead, and after Oshomole killed Godfather verbally, then the Godfather himself, late Chief Anthony Anene, actually died. You know, the daughter said something. Anthony Anene's daughter said something. Said, why would Oshomole want to resurrect the Godfather that he had killed? That's what the daughter said. Why would Oshomole want to resurrect the Godfather that Oshomole had killed? Oshomole killed Godfather. Now, Oshomole is not Jesus. So there is no way he can bring Godfather that he has killed back again as far as Edo State is concerned. Edo is not Lagos. Obaseki is not Abode. Oshomole is not Tinubu. No, we live better. Edo not be Lagos. We know they carry last. Edo na Edo, anywhere. Edo na Edo, forget that. Nothing they happen. Not Edo State, nothing they happen. Go check results. Nothing they happen. When they make up their mind. You can't do it. They know. He wanted to raise up the Godfather. He wanted to be a Godfather. A thing that he has killed already. Number three, one of his sins. Oshomole became the national chairman. We all know how he got there. I didn't even say that. Oshomole actually got to national chairman position through Obaseki. I can tell you vividly well that Obaseki had a problem, a fight, a quarrel. I mean, verbal quarrel with Honorable Amechi over Oshomole. Because Amechi told Obaseki, you are making a mistake, making this man a national chairman. He just left government now. This man will fight you. But Obaseki said, leave it. We have an understanding. That's how this man became a national chairman. And Obaseki expected that being a national chairman, just stay in your position there. Let the local control the local politics. No. The man want to control the national level, want to control the state level. He says he is the national chairman, automatically he is the leader of Edo State APC. He got involved in the local politics and it was messed up. Listen, have you ever seen a man, let's say you came from the village, you are very poor. You are very poor, okay? And there is a guy that is very rich. Hear this now. And this rich guy began to bully you. And you have nothing to lose. He said, a man that is down, fear no fall. Not me so. A man that is down, fear no what? Fall. Oshomole forgot that he's at the national. He began to play politics with people who are local, who have nothing to protect. Imagine the watchman. What does the man have to protect? Nothing. He can rubbish you. He go follow you enter mud. Now go fight the fight because he had nothing to protect. Because he was greedy. He was power drunk. Power corrupt. Absolute power corrupt. Absolutely. He became power drunk. You want to control everything. You want to make sure that what he says become final. He thought he won everyone in those states. I can decide what happened at any time. Imagine 4 years ago you told us Yamu was a thief. He killed people. He poured acid. He stole money. You gave a lot of reasons why Yamu should never be allowed to become governor of Edo State. 3 years plus along the line, you came again and said the best man for the job is Yamu. You just think you own us. So whatever you say, we just follow. Now we have no say. We have no say. Anything you say, we just have to accept. That's what it means. So the other people, we don't have a say. We just, as you say it, we follow like that. Mr. Physics Jr., you try. That is where today you see many of those from the south to the north are fighting him. If he has stayed clear from the local politics in Edo State, maybe people would have listened to Yamu. Maybe people would have listened to Odubu. Maybe there will be no this sympathy for the sitting governor because of the way he was treated. But because you feel we are stupid, we are inconsequential, then the people will tell you that the voice of the people is the voice of God. Okay. Number 5. He wants to sell a rotten product to us after he was actually the one who exposed the product to rottenness. I'm telling you, this is what is happening now. This is what is happening. This man wants to sell a rotten product to us. And I even put the product for our side. You say, when you kill meat, if you kill cow meat, if you kill them for Nigeria, you don't put them for fridge. If you leave them for outside for 2 days, go rotten, go to smell. He actually allowed this product that he wants to repackage now and give to us to get rotted. He was actually the one who allowed this very particular product to remain outside, and the product got rotted. And now he want to force the product on us at all costs. For where? We don't accept rotten product. We don't accept rotten product in Edo State. You say it's rotten, we believed you, and that's what we're going to stand on. You cannot change it for us. Oshomole has no respect for constitutional authority. How can you imagine Oshomole dethroning a king, a Noge, in Uromi? He dethroned a king for no reason. As far as the Edo kingdom is concerned, whether the Afemas, whether the every part of them, we respect our traditional rulers, even when you're a Christian. He dethroned a sitting traditional ruler. He dethroned him. He doesn't have respect for anybody. He does what it pleases him because he thought it's Alpha and the Omega in the Nigerian politics. He thought he owned all of us as far as Edo State is concerned. And that is what the Edos are trying to teach him a lesson, that nobody controls the Edos. We are too independent from the beginning. We are too independent-minded as an Edo person. That's why they said, Edo. You don't know why they said that, because we are too independent. So nobody can be able to control us. Nobody can put us, on. Listen, do you know that it's very difficult before you see an Edo man being an houseboy? I mean, if you know that, it is very, very difficult before you see an Edo man being a houseboy. Very difficult. Very difficult. It's very difficult for you to see an Edo man doing apprentice to learn a trade. It's very difficult because we are not brought up like that. We are not used to that. That's what I'm saying. We are not used to it. It is not our way because we are independently minded people. If you refuse to respect authorities, a constitutional authority, then you are creating a very big problem. He's arrogant and too proud. And the Bible says a pride comes before what? Before a great fall. Not just a fall, a great fall. That's what he's expressing today. He's not dragging with his word chairman. What a shame. A man that has risen to stadium. A man that's supposed to have respected the position where he has been put in, has turned around today to become a shadow of his former self. A man that when they call his name was something wonderful. But today, he has become the caricature, a laughingstock of the political order in the entire nation. It's a shame, a big shame. He's too arrogant for a person. He thinks he knows it all. He thinks the world rovers around him. He will tell you, yeah, I'm waiting for them. Listen, guys, you are not the one that is good at talking. There are people that are far better than you when it comes to, speaking the truth to power. And we have your dossier in our hand. We are just waiting for the right time to show up and begin to release everything out. I'm going to make the people know who you are and what you stood for. How you collect billions of naira during the 2019 election that created the whole problem in the whole APC all over the federation. Then we're going to tell the world how you fell out with Amechi over how you sued the APC, unforgiving and full of vengeance. Oshomole is unforgiving and is full of vengeance. If you do Oshomole trouble, if you do Oshomole any problem, brother, he will never forgive you. He will never forgive you. He's coming back at you at any point. He's an unforgiving guy and is full of vengeance. And that is not what we need right now. That is the sin today. There are many people that Oshomole has altered that are ready to take their pound of flesh from him. Many of the people that controls APC from the other states, particularly the northern state, are waiting for him. He has stepped on so very many toes. Not because he's doing the right thing, but because he's very arrogant and unforgiving. And he wants to revenge at every time. Oshomole is self-centered and too egoistic in nature. When this man, Nobambe said, power is not for servants. I believe him. Because when you are not supposed to be in a position, you never dreamt of it all your life. So something somewhere just, rose you up to that position, you think you've arrived. Those of you supporting Oshomole today, I want to ask you one simple question. A man who came to Benin rented an apartment off Giwamu, today holds one of the biggest choice property in Benin City, holds one of the biggest choice property in Iyamo, in his village, holds a university in his village, and have an airline in Quebec, in his west town. A guy who came into government 12 years ago, penniless, that could not even boast of $500,000 in his account. Today is a multi-millionaire. And you guys are here saying crap? Is that how you want the best Edo State? I read the whole autobiography of Pastor Yamu and Oshomole and Obaseki. I put them on my wall. I put them all on my wall. Obaseki have a second address. Yamu does not have a second address. Oshomole does not have a second address. How did these guys become millionaires? Somebody should explain. You guys should stop supporting evil. Okay? It's too self-centered. Everything about Oshomole is him. You want people to come and kneel before him and beg him. You want to become another Anene in Edo State. He sees himself as a god. As far as not even as far as Nigerian politics is concerned, it's not the first national chairman. PDP had series of chairmen. BC Akande was there. Odigio Yiku was there. Many other Tommy Kimi were there. We had about 4 or 5 national chairmen from Edo State before him. None of them ever went into the controversy that Oshomole is going through today. All over the federation. His name has become an household name for negativity, not for something good. It is outrightly stupid of him. Now, the last one today, Oshomole never obeyed the constitution of his party. Never. The only thing that he obeys is when it suits him. When it suits Oshomole, he obeys. If it doesn't suit him, he doesn't obey. You know what he said when he speak court, make a case. Say that case is not going to be obeyed. The case in Bayelsa, say that case is not going to be obeyed. That's who he is. He doesn't care. He owns everything. You saw when they were trying to inaugurate the what's it called? Inaugurate what's the name of this man? Inaugurate Buhari 2019. He wants to go and start where head of ministries. That's the president, the senate, the head of each of these, like the army. You want to go and stand there? A police had to come and tell him, "Oh God, move! This will not be your place. You are not part of these people. You are just a chairman of a political party." He forgot to understand that the moment an election is done and a winner is declared, the man who won the election is no more of a political party, but now the president or the governor of the entire state or nation. But you see, has this idea that when you win, you still belongs to him. He takes control. He decides what happens. He never follows constitutions, his own constitution. That's why it's always a mess. That's why they take him to court anyhow, because it doesn't follow what is written down. That was why Wike told him one of the time they went for a book launching. He said, Oshomole, practice what you preach. I'm telling Oshomole today, don't be a two-sided man. Okay? Practice what you preach. It is important for you to do that. They don't have grown beyond what you think are. We are now experienced, exposed, and we are also educated. We understand how things actually works. We understand how things actually works. And we are ready to change the narratives. Edo must be liberated. I want to say again, If you have Obaze's get across to Obaze, tell him they should start posting up every work that Obaseki had done. Tell Jude, tell Cruz, whosoever that is SS or SSA or SA, let them begin to tell the Edos. Because we know, some of us know, I go to Benin, I go to Nigeria every year. I was in Benin this year. I went around. I was in what's it called? In Osomole, in Ugeli. I mean, in Olobo. I saw the work there. And when I saw, I dropped my heart for the guy. I knew that guy actually meant well for his people. I saw the work he's doing around the entire state. First Ubo, second Ubo now. Nearly all the road in second Ubo is already been tied. Nearly all the road, the major road in second Ubo is already been tied by this man. If you see good thing, make we talk. This man has done well. He deserves a second term. And he ended it. And it is not negotiable. The Benin's, the Afemans, the Essers are saying Obaseki 4+4 Toba. I don't care what people say. People have been calling me, sending me threat messages. You hear me, somebody? I don't care about that anymore. I will not want to lose. I will not want to leave a legacy for my children to come and begin to do what I needed to have done in my time. I'm not begging for anything from any government. Like I said, I'm not even in Nigeria. So if I can decide to shut up and enjoy the benefit I'm getting here. But that is not enough. I spent years in Europe, and most of us left home because of the way our country is. And we cannot continue. We cannot continue to live like that. Many of us want to come back home. And we see things happening that we are believing in the next 4 years, if chance is being given to Governor Obaseki. Many of us will be home to support the government in investing into some key, sector in the economy to boost the economy of Edo State. But if you allow people whose interest is to eat, inherit, share the collective wealth of the general Edo people, we'll go back to square one. What the fight today is the fight for people, for our generations yet to born. Want to see a legacy being put in place for people to start seeing that there is hope, that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And that man that can take us to that promised land is Governor Enoregase Obaseki. Before I conclude, I want to conclude this in with a scripture. In the book of Exodus, when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, hear this now, because anytime I come here, I always try to activate. When the children of Israel were in the wilderness, the first man God spoke to, his name was called Moses. Moses made a mistake along the line. God told him, he said, speak to the rock. He struck the rock. And God said, because of this, you will see the promised land, but you will not enter. Then the next man that came after Moses, his name was called Joshua. He was the one that led the children of Israel into the promised land. Oshomole came when the Edos were in the wilderness that was created by successful military administration and the regime of Lucky Benedion. He came as a Messiah. No, he came as a forerunner. But he missed the point along the line. He couldn't finish the race. And he handed over the baton to the man that he thinks is worth it. Just like Moses did to Joshua. There were Caleb there. There were Joshua and many others. But Moses decided to choose Joshua, who was actually the most quiet among all his lieutenants. He gave the baton to Joshua, which is Obaseki. Obaseki took the baton now. And we must allow Obaseki to lead us to the promised land. So that is why we are saying these 4 years, the next 4 years is a must. We are going to deserve it because he earns it. We are going to make sure as a people, we must begin to tell our people back home, it is Obaseki you're going to vote for. If you live in Europe, if you live in America, tell your people, Obaseki you are going to vote for. Let's bring it back so that we can have a better Edo, where all of us who live abroad can confidently come home, invest, and head to build a better Edo State, where people can come from all over the world and make Edo State the center of tourism. I want to appreciate every one of you who are taking us your time to stay with me for this past 1 hour. I pray the good Lord will bless us. The good Lord will take us there. We will get to that place. And at the end of the day, we will celebrate together, seeing a better and a glorious Edo. God bless you and have a happy weekend. Bye, guys.